let's have some fun and go to Israel and hear a word that's used in Israel all the time. That word is Yofe. Yofe. It means this is great. This is wonderful. Yofe. You hear that a lot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you into Scripture and I'm going to show you the biblical origin of this word and how it's used. The Hebrew is actually, of course, the verbal root is yafa. When you put it into an adjective, it's yafe, which means very handsome or very beautiful. Now, let's see who was very handsome and very beautiful. Well, we get the wife of Abraham. Abram said to Sarai, this is before their names were changed to Abraham and Sarah, I know that you are a beautiful woman. And she must have been very, very, very beautiful because the Pharaoh noticed her and, wanted her for himself. She must have been extremely beautiful. And this is the word Yofe. Now there's someone else who was beautiful. And let's look at that. It was David. David was ruddy, which is the word for red. He had red hair, kind of a ruddy face, with beautiful eyes and a handsome appearance. So he was also Yofe. He was very beautiful. But this was on the outside. Now, we're going to take a look at the difference between being beautiful on the outside and being beautiful on the inside. Because you remember that when David was a young boy, he had 6 brothers. There were 7 brothers altogether, the sons of Jesse. And Samuel, the judge, came, and God had said that he was to choose the next king from one of the sons of Jesse. And Samuel assumed it would be the oldest one because the oldest one was the firstborn. And, he just assumed that. But when the firstborn came before him, God said, nope, that's not the one. And so they marched one after another, all 6 of David's brothers. He was the youngest. So all 6 of them came before Samuel, and God said, nope, not this one, not this one, not this one. And then Samuel was puzzled, and he said to Jesse, well, wait a minute, do you have any more sons? And Jesse said, oh, the little guy, he's out there in the field taking care of the sheep. And Samuel said, well, bring him here. And of course, what happened was that Samuel examined all the sons of Jesse and ruled them out, but selected David to be the next king. And then we read, do not look at his appearance or at the height of his stature, because I have rejected him, referring to the firstborn son. And instead of because the firstborn son was very strong, and he was the firstborn, and everybody thought that he was going to be the next leader, but God rejected him, and instead God selected David. And then we read, for God sees not as man sees, for man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. So what we want to do now is we want to take this little study we've done on the word Yofe in Scripture, which means very beautiful, but it's really talking about the beauty inside, not the beauty on the outside appearance, the beauty inside. And then we're going to go to Israel, and we're going to see how this word is used. Yofe. It just means something absolutely wonderful is happening. It has nothing to do with the appearance of a person. Yofe. It means absolutely wonderful. So I think, you can take this word and use it in your life. When something great happens, say Yofe, and you'll know what the word means. Shalom.
BibleInteract is a group of Bible scholars and biblical archaeologists who promote the Hebraic nature of Scripture and view the 2 Testaments as one unified message. They explain how they use a first-century approach to searching the Scriptures, and they share their methods and discoveries for discussion and dialogue. They invite your comments and participation on BibleInteract.tv.